If we could have your attention a minute, we do have a little program here that's going to go ahead and eat, go through the line, do whatever you want. If you want to turn your chairs around, but do whatever you're doing. But like I say, they're going to have a little program here. My sisters, if you knew them, you knew they'd have to have something. So start off here, they're going to have the grandkids and great-grandkids, the little ones here. They're going to sing Happy Anniversary or something like this. I don't know. So we're going to let them go ahead and start. For our next little thing here, we're going to have Heather Hisson, who is, I don't know whether she's in the family, partly in the family or what, almost in the family. She is Carolyn's maybe future daughter-in-law and Harold. She goes with Matt, and she's going to sing a song here to Grandma and Grandpa.
Then
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that's here today for celebrating this great occasion of our mother and our father, and we glad you all came. Like I said, we do have a little program here. Like I said, if you knew my sisters, you knew we'd have a program. But to start out, when we was all together, we lived right here in town, down the road, down the road block, across the road, in a little house there, and we have a lot of good memories there. I'd first like to say that, tell Mom and Dad, that I really don't think he was really fair in raising us all. I think he was a little prejudiced. First of all, Carolyn, she's the oldest, of course, when they're born. She's the firstborn, so everybody thinks she's darling. I think she knew nursery rhymes that she could say them at 3 months, or how was it? But she knew nursery rhymes, she could read, they spent a lot of time with her. Well, Dart came along, and Carolyn knew a lot, so Dart had to know a lot. So she got to learn the nursery rhymes and all this, and then guess who came along? It was me. And they said, well, they had too many that knew nursery rhymes, so they'd just make me a worker. So that's what I had to do, work. And then Scott come along, and he's the baby of the family, and then at that time, my mom was running a beauty shop, and she had to have a babysitter, so his babysitter was a TV. So he got to watch TV. So we had two that knew how to read, they knew a nursery rhymes, and we had one that knew everything about TV. But me, I was a worker. Now you guys think I'm lying, but I'm going to tell you, just like today here. And this is why it's not fair. We was all given a list of things to do. See, and Carolyn being the oldest, as she is, well, you know, they had to take it easy on her. She was just kind of like Deanna when she was born. When we was kids, everybody thought the world of her. Well, that's what it was. So they made a list. And these matchbooks, I kind of made a thing here. This was her list, right here. This is about how big it was. That was her list of things to do. Well, Scott, he was the youngest, and of course, always the youngest. They can get out of anything. I mean, if you're the youngest, you got it made. And Scott's list, where's Scott? He's way in the back. His is about the same size. Well, Dard, she wasn't the oldest, she was the youngest. We always complained about being in between. And we did have to do a lot of the work. And anyhow, Dard, she got a list. And her list, it come out about like this. Dard had quite a bit to do. I would say, though, Carolyn and Dard's list, one side was nursery rhymes. I never got to learn them, and I still don't know them. And then me, Carolyn and Darla planned all this, they gave me a list. And I got my list out, and I said, oh boy. And that's how it goes when you're about the third one of the oldest boys. You got to do all the work. So they really wasn't fair in raising it. I have a program here that I made up. And my grandparents, mom's mom and dad, when we was little, they lived up by Centerville, and we used to have to drive they drove, and we had to ride along. And we made the trip last night in about an hour and a half. I would like to say, before I go too far, of course, it's my mom and dad's 50th, but would Bubby and Mary Helen stand? This is my mom's brother and his wife. Where's Mary? Right there. They got married the same day, and we was up there last night, and they celebrated their 50th. So let's congratulate them. But anyhow, on this way up, like I say, you don't know my sisters very good. Well, I'll just go to say, when we was riding, they always usually read a book. Read a book. We lived in Argyle. We went anywhere, they had a book. They never watched where they was going or anything. Carolyn got to be 16, driver's license, and Mom said, run over to Beckett's and get some eggs. Now, Beckett's live about a mile from where we live. Not very far. And what does Dart say, or Carolyn? How'd I get there? A mile from town, and they didn't know how to get to Beckett. So like I say, everywhere they went, and I think they was reading nursery rhymes. But anyhow, we had these songs they said that we sang. I don't really remember them. They was quite a bit older than me. But they said we sing them, and we're going to try to sing a few of them here if we can remember them. So if anybody that's in my family that knows these songs, come on up. It better be more than just us, or there won't be a crowd left to finish the rest of the show. Scott, come on up. You know him. Carolyn said these are car songs. I hope you recognize them. You can hold the applause till we're done. I want to first say that everybody, I don't know whether Dad ever bragged on me too much, but I would like to say that Flint here is, that's my boy. He's going to Milliken studying music. He never heard this next song we're going to sing, but Carolyn sang it to him, so if it don't come out right, it was Carolyn's fault. This next song, they said we sang this in the car, but I know we didn't sing in the car because it's too long and I never could have remembered that much. So that's why they gave me the paper, I guess. If anybody would like to come up here and sing with us, they're welcome. Or they get to sing where you're at, she said, or Mom said they could even dance. Okay, I guess we're ready. Carolyn says, since we haven't practiced. Now, you tell me, do you think we are up here and you think we practiced? This next song, they told you people to watch the words real well because just watch them. They changed them. So it's not Christmas, but it's close, but we're going to try this one. Usually when we went up there, it was Christmas time, so. Pop, this probably, Mom probably won't interest you, but they want me to introduce everybody, so I think you know who everybody is, but I guess we'll start, I like to rub this in a little bit, we'll start with the oldest. Well, I'll tell you how bad it is. Now, this wasn't Carolyn, this was Darla. Last year we was at a show, my boys, and we was at, just a minute, this was a good story, I thought it had a lot of truth to it. We was at a Fort Madison. They got high bleachers, and it was kind of dark in there. It was a show choir deal, and Dart comes running up there to sit by me, and this woman was sitting by me, and she said, "Is that your mother?" I said, "Yes." Okay, Carolyn, go ahead. You can introduce your client.
Well, I think I've got all of my family here but one boy. So when I call your names, would you stand up? My husband, Harold, is... Harold, you're supposed to... They said, why don't I have him come up? So, come up. Harold. This is my husband, Harold. And then my oldest is Tracy, and Orville, and Dakota. Come on. Then Robin and Joe. Then David isn't here, but Amy, and Tony, and Cody, and Ashley, and Jesse. And then John, and Michelle, and Amelia. Where's Amelia? Oh, here she comes, okay. Then the baby. See, Matt, what's going to happen? Matt, and then his fiancée, Heather. This is my family. Okay, mine isn't quite as large as Carolyn's. But this is my husband, Chris Fowler. And I have 3 daughters. The oldest is Deanna. And her husband, Bill, my favorite son-in-law. Come forward. He's the only one I've got, and there's no hope in the future for any more soon, so he's my favorite one. And then their children, Leah and Gannon. The 2 have been running around here all day. Then I have my middle daughter, Megan, who teaches 4th grade down in San Antonio, Texas. And then my youngest, Katie, who's a junior at Central.
I was third in line. I was the worker, remember? Anyhow, I got a lovely wife. Where's she at? Oh.
Every woman is a successful man has a lovely wife.
Right. And then I have a boy sitting there at the piano, Flint Hawes. He's a senior at Milliken, a freshman at Milliken. And then I have a boy that needs a haircut, sitting on the bleachers there. That's Luke, and he's a junior at Central Lee. And then my favorite daughter, Lindsay's clear over on the right, and she's a freshman at Central Lee. And that's my clan. And Flint does have a girlfriend. Emily, where you at? Emily, you want to come up here? She's okay. She goes with Emily Echo, and so Dart says we like her, but I ain't gonna say no more.
I guess I'm the baby. 10 years between me and the first one, so. My better half is Joyce Hawes. She's over there. My oldest son is Casey. My middle son is Caleb. There. And my youngest one is Shayla. Come on up, honey. And that's my bunch.
Okay, you can sit down now. I want to tell one story. We went to Aunt Mary and Uncle Bubby's last night, and there's only 2 years difference between Stan and I, and he's not the bashful one in his family. 2 days between Stan and I. Sorry. But he did a real good job. He did a real good job of being the MC, and he had some good stories. And I don't have any good stories like Stan had, but I want to tell about one winter that, to me, reminds me of what a family is all about. This is one winter, Mom and Dad, and of course, like Scott was the baby. And my dad comes from a card-playing family. They always played cards and stuff, and us kids learned at an early age how to play different types of cards. And one winter, every night, didn't we, Dad? Every night, Larry, Darla,
After we did the dishes.
yeah, Carol and I. Larry, Darla, Dad and I played cards. He taught us how to play cards, and it didn't matter. I guess we didn't watch as much TV or something because every night this was the family thing. Like Darla said, we got the supper done. I guess Mom took care of Scott. And
Dad and I played cards. You and Dar were just there.
we learned how to be good losers and happy winners is what we learned. So, but I think that we have some of the best
How come we aren't
parents.
that way today?
We have the best parents. I always said that I feel very blessed because they're always there, and I couldn't choose anybody. If I chose my own and could pick them, I wouldn't have picked anybody else, and I love them.
You want to say nothing? I'll say something. I got another story to tell on Dart.
I don't know why it's always Dart or Scott was always the younger, and I'll tell you one thing about Scott. Like I said, that one winter we played cards and played cards and played cards. We played 13-point pitch. Mom always went to bed. Scott, he was too little to play. He was probably only about 2 or so at the time, and he probably had a dart gun or a rope. You go to pull the kitchen table chairs out, they wouldn't come because all the legs would be tied together. I never seen a guy who could play all day with a rope, but he could do it. And back then we used to have our ceilings were high and we had a hole at the top to let air circulate through. He had a dart gun. Nobody could shoot that dart through there, but Scott could. He could sit there, but he ought to. All he did was watch TV and shoot that dart gun. I had to work. Now on dart. I'll never forget this. We was living uptown here, and she won't forget it either. We was laying in bed one night. She was in her bedroom. I don't know what, I think Carolyn was graduating. Darden must have been about a senior in high school. Yeah, I think you were a senior. And anyhow, I think Scott was asleep, and Mom and Dad were asleep. And Darden first thing I'm laying there, and she goes, Mom. Nobody answered. Mom. Nobody answered. Mom. Nobody answered. This went on about 5 minutes. You know, I'm trying to go to sleep. She's sitting there, Mom. I finally said, Dard, what do you want? I said, never forget, she's a senior in high school. Dard thinks she's a junior, but it don't make any difference. She said, there's a flying saucer in my room. I said, what? She says, come here, there's a flying saucer in my room. I said, if they would have been a first grader, kindergarten, like I say, she's senior in high school. I think Chris just went home. He was, yeah. Come here, there's a flying saucer in here. So I got up, went in there. It was a lightning bug. A lightning bug. I'll never forget that. And she won't either. What family here wants to go first? I guess Darla's girls, Megan and Deanna and Katie, are going to sing one number, 2 numbers, or whatever.
Okay, well, I was elected from our family to do this quick talking. I just want to tell you that I am in San Antonio now, and last week, in the middle of the week, I got a telephone call. And it was Deanna, and she doesn't call me very much. And we had been asked to sing a couple numbers, and of course I'm in Texas, and you know, we don't have any kind of practice. So she put the phone in her lap and played and sang as loud as she could, and I had to harmonize through the phone to practice. So we had that practice about Wednesday.
Without me.
And then, without Katie. And then we ran through this once today, each song once. So bear with us, this is just kind of for fun and for Grandma and Grandpa. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, first of all, we're going to sing Rockin' Years, and it's for all the many rockin' years that they have had and have yet to come.
I'll do everything I can to make you proud, to be my man, and I'll fulfill all your fantasies. I guess we're promising a lot, but I know now it's all we've got.
the way it happened either, by the way. But and let's try and remember to sing the right words. Remember again, bear with us, this is without practice.
She was sitting cross-legged on the hood of a Ford, filing down her nails with an emery board, talking to her friends about the people they knew and all of the things that young girls do. When she said, "You see that guy in the baseball cap? I'd like to spend some time with a boy like that." And Benny said, "I think his hardware store. I think his name is Nip, but I'm not sure." As they talked a little while, he passed by. She smiled at him, he just said hi. He was thinking to himself as he walked away, "Man, I'd like to have a girl like her someday." Young love, strong love, true love, it's our new love. They're gonna make it through the hard times and walk those lines. Yeah, these ties are fine. Young love. Well, she just couldn't stop herself from thinking about him. At a store downtown, she saw him again. She had both hands full, he held open the door. He said, "My name is Nip, and I've seen you before. Can I help you with these? Can I give you a ride? Can I take you out on Saturday night?" She didn't have to say what she was feeling inside. You could see the answer shining in her eyes. Young love, strong love, true love, it's our new love. I'm gonna make it through hard times and walk those lines. And these ties are fine. Young love. Bless her. We didn't do that on purpose. Here.
We have it somewhere. Go behind him and sing it. Okay, one more part. Okay, here we go.
Well, from that day on, you couldn't keep them apart. They were side by side, heart to heart. Her mama cried a sniff, with the ring on her hand. And when the baby was born, she cried again. Well, he worked real hard and put some money down on a little farm on the edge of town. And that night as he held her, he couldn't believe that God had made a girl that he'd never ever leave. Young love, strong love, true love, it's our new love. We're gonna make it through the hard times and walk those lines. And these ties are fine. Young love.
Not very practiced.
If you just arrived or if you want to go back for seconds, there's plenty of food. We'd like to get it eat up because I don't really want to eat it all week. But also there's some chairs over here. You don't have to stand. I guarantee you're not going to interrupt the entertainment any. I got one more story to tell. I don't know whether Dad remembers this or not, but remember the time, Pop? Back when I was in school, we had what they called an activity bus. Now kids, when they go to school, they can go at 7 o'clock in the morning, or they might be there till 9 o'clock at night. But we went to school, and you had an activity bus. You got home like at 5:30 or 6 or whatever. Anyhow, one time, do you remember when I came home from I don't know, we might have been even had a ball game. Came home and it was late, and Mom and Dad were in bed, everybody's in bed, and I just got home, and I jumped up on the front porch to come to the door, and it was locked. And I thought, being a young kid and everything, you know how kids are, I wasn't going to go clear around to the back door, no. I just pushed the picture window up there, or the little window that's on the side, and I reached around and opened the door. And it's dark in the house, you know, and closed the window and started walking in, and here comes Dad out of the bedroom, and he's in his underwear, and he's got a shotgun. I don't know if you remember this or not. Anyhow, we was living uptown here, and it wasn't, they'd had a little trouble southeast, a kid or something, I don't remember what, but anyhow, he was on the loose, and he had shot somebody or something, and he was on the loose, and anyhow, I walk in the door, and here comes Dad, and there was, I don't know, there was a little light behind her. I could see him, but he couldn't see me. And he stands there, and he says, Larry. And I didn't say nothing. I said, well, who does he think it is, you know? He says, Larry. I wasn't going to say nothing. I thought, well, now, I mean, everybody else is home. Who else would be coming in this time of night, you know? He stands there with the gun, and then he says, Larry. I said, yeah, it's me. And he says, oh, and then he told me that this person had escaped or convict or whatever, and what had happened. But I'll never forget that. I thought, next time I'll use the back door. You guys know what's next? Okay, they're going to do another number here then.
This is called Peace in the Valley. It's a song Grandpa likes. Ooh.
I was told that they're going to take a little break here for a little bit. They want you to eat some more food and some cake and punch, and they'll, here in just a few minutes, I think they got something else lined up, but they would like, Mom, they want to visit some people that just came here and so forth, so they're going to take a little break. Like I say, there's plenty of sandwiches, plenty of meat, plenty of cake, so get yourself something to eat, and they'll do something here in just a little bit. Thank you. I want to say for the younger people here, I think Luke's going to do Wipeout here on the drums after a bit, so in a little bit.